The silent set. Look closely at this space. This is where movie magic is supposed to happen. But right now, it's completely dead. Instead, the real action is happening here, in a server farm miles away from the glitz of the red carpet. For the past decade, Hollywood studios told us that data was the savior. They said algorithms could predict exactly what you wanted to watch, when you wanted to watch it, and how much a piece of art was worth. But it's 2026, and the code has officially broken. Welcome to the Algorithm Shortfall, the flashpoint of a brutal, cold-blooded streaming war that isn't just about money anymore. It's a war for the soul of storytelling, pinning human actors against corporate mathematics, and this time, the stakes are existential. The illusion of math. To understand how we got to this crisis in 2026, we have to look back at the grand promise of the streaming era. For years, the studios operated on a simple premise. If you gather enough data on viewer behavior, you eliminate risk. They tracked when you paused, what thumbnail you clicked, and how many seconds it took for you to abandon a show. They thought they had built a perfect money printing machine, but they forgot one fundamental truth about human beings. Art cannot be engineered by a spreadsheet. By early 2026, the cracks became impossible to hide. The data-driven model hit what economists are calling the predictive plunge. Studios spent billions of dollars ordering shows that checked every single algorithmic box. High-concept sci-fi, nostalgia bait, specific demographic targeting. Yet audience engagement plummeted. Viewers grew tired of the same hyper-processed, soulless content. The platforms realized they were hemorrhaging subscribers, and for the first time, the data couldn't tell them how to fix it. And who did the studios blame for this financial squeeze? Not their math. They blamed the talent, synthetic performers, and the ghost in the machine. In the strike of 2023, the big fight was over digital replicas, studios scanning a background actor's face to reuse it down the line. But by 2026, the technology evolved into something far more dangerous. Enter synthetic performers. Synthetic performer, noun. An entirely AI-generated digital entity designed to deliver a complete dramatic performance without being tethered to a singular human likeness. Think about how terrifying this is for a working creative. A synthetic performer doesn't need a lunch break. It doesn't ask for a higher trailer. It doesn't expect residuals when a show gets syndication or billions of views worldwide. The studio executives looked at their struggling balance sheets and saw synthetic actors as the ultimate cost-cutting cheat code. But SAG-AFTRA saw it for what it truly was, an extinction event for the acting profession. The 2026 battle lines. 1. The AI artificiality trap, synthetic performers. 2. The opacity crisis, algorithmic residuals. The union's strategy shifted from merely asking for consent to making AI financially unviable. They demanded strict clauses that made employing a synthetic performer significantly more expensive through steep union penalties than hiring a living, breathing human actor. But the battle over AI was only half the problem. The real, day-to-day financial strangulation of Hollywood came down to a different kind of ghost in the machine. Hidden data. The black box of residuals. For decades, actors survived between gigs on residuals. If a show you were in did well on television or rerun syndication, you got a piece of the pie. It kept food on the table, but the streaming pay model completely dismantled that ecosystem. Streamers hid their true viewership data behind proprietary algorithms. They claimed it was proprietary trade secrets. So, an actor could star in a show that trended worldwide, hit #1 on the platform, and still receive a residual check for less than the price of a cup of coffee. But the talent isn't buying that excuse anymore. In 2026, actors are demanding absolute data transparency. They are refusing to let a hidden algorithm decide what their labor is worth, while studio executives point to declining profits that they caused by oversaturating the market. The audience rebellion. What the studios completely failed to factor into their equations was the audience. While the industry fought behind closed doors, a massive viewer rebellion was quiet brewing. Because the algorithm only recommends things based on what you've already watched, streaming platforms turned into a loop of predictability. Every new show started looking like the last one. pacing was recut by operational AI to fit attention spans. Thumbnails changed in real time based on your mood data, and beloved series were brutally canceled after 2 short seasons because an internal metric said they didn't drive enough new platform signups. The result? Major fatigue. Audiences in 2026 are actively pushing back. They are migrating to independent platforms, championing creator-owned ecosystems, and starving the algorithmic corporate giants of the one thing data can't fake: genuine, passionate attention. The studio streaming war isn't just a labor dispute between elite actors and wealthy executives. It is a fundamental cultural turning point. It's a referendum on whether we want our culture curated by human intuition and lived experience, or by an automated system trying to prevent us from hitting the cancel subscription button. Hollywood has survived the transition from silent films to talkies. It survived the rise of television, the death of physical media, and the birth of the internet. But the 2026 streaming war is entirely different. This is a battle over who gets to tell human stories. If the algorithms win, the future of entertainment will be hyper-personalized, perfectly optimized, completely risk-averse, and utterly hollow. If the actors win, it forces a massive, painful structural reset on how media is funded, valued, and shared, prototyping a golden age. If you log into any streaming platform tonight, you will be met with an illusion. You'll see a wall of infinite choice, thousands of movies, prestige television series, and sleek documentaries, all perfectly organized into categories tailored uniquely to your specific psychological profile. It looks like a golden age of entertainment. It looks like a system that is thriving. But behind that smooth, user-friendly interface, Hollywood is currently burning to the ground. The digital graveyard. They thought they could replace human intuition with mathematics, and by the time we hit 2026, they finally got exactly what they engineered: a hyper-optimized, perfectly predictable, completely soulless ecosystem that audiences are suddenly abandoning in droves. The fallout of the code. We are living through the fallout of the algorithm shortfall. It is a historical standoff that has effectively paralyzed the entertainment capital of the world. This isn't just another routine contract dispute or a temporary labor strike over health benefits. This is a brutal, existential civil war between the people who create culture with their emotions and the corporate executives who want to completely replace them with predictive code. On one side, you have thousands of actors fighting to protect their livelihoods, their data privacy, and their right to exist in their own profession. On the other side, you have multi-billion-dollar platforms trying to salvage a broken business model by doubling down on automation. The referendum on culture. The next time you scroll through a streaming app, staring at a wall of infinite choices that feel entirely identical, remember, that screen is a battlefield. And every time you choose to support art made by human hands, human hearts, and human flaws, you are choosing a side. What do you think? Are you tired of algorithmic entertainment, or do you think technology is just the natural evolution of Hollywood? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that thumbs up if this gives you a new perspective on what's happening behind the scenes, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to share this video with someone who loves a good story. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.